Oh, there we go. Hold on, had to be the mic close to my face. Dude, that was a really awesome game. It was really, really interesting to watch. I mean, I think everyone knows by now. I think Sorry, I'm just clicking around a bit. I think that everyone, and especially Boston, from the last couple games of Tau and how they've been playing, I think everyone's kind of scouted what they're going to be bringing. So it was cool trying to watch Boss catch up to it for the first couple games, and it really looked like they had a solid game. Good, nice momentum going into the last game there. But ultimately, the games that Tau was able to make Boss play their game, they won. Which is, I think, that is a very consistent thing across any competitive sport or game. Is that if you can, it doesn't even really matter what you're doing necessarily, but if you are making the opponent play your game, you're always going to be more successful. And I think that's ultimately what won it here for the Tau tonight.
I can certainly agree with that.
Yeah, it made sense. They were able to stick to their game plan. They got thrown off, for sure, I think. I don't know if they'll admit that when we get Nanner in here.
Was moved to your channel.
Hey there.
We can just ask him.
What's up?
Hey,
Dude,
Nanner.
Great match, man.
Great maps.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts, huh?
How does it make you feel?
Those kind of matches bring the rush back that you got from the T1 and T2
yeah.
classic days. Makes you get a little jittery, your hands a little jittery, so that was definitely real fun.
My leg was bouncing, and I was just watching.
Yeah, it was good. Boss, we had played Boss, I don't know, like a month ago or something, and we actually beat them pretty handily, and then they came back and definitely surprised us, as you could tell.
Were you surprised?
Yeah, we came into it trying to run what we usually run, and they were prepared for it, obviously, and they seem to have been, they've been practicing. Definitely, they've been putting time in as a team. They had some great flag passes. Their standoffs were coordinated. So like I said, I said this to them in global chat, it was a different team than the first time we saw them. They've definitely, taken leaps and bounds from where they were.
So what about the second game? I noted the second and third matches, particularly on Dry Dock, I would say. You guys started to change it up, and again on the fifth Katabatic, instead of running your really solid cluster play that you guys are kind of known for, you guys started to add some defense members, even a sniper. Was that in reaction to what they were throwing at you?
Yeah, that's the kind of team that we want, that we've said all along. We want to be able to adapt to whatever we need to do, So if they figure something out, we want to be able to switch it up and make them figure something else out. We want to constantly be putting them on their heels and trying different strats to, mess them up rather than the other way around.
Makes sense. I'm just seeing Descalada actually type in channel now. That's one thing I didn't even think of until he just brought it up. I did not see a single Shrike tonight.
I saw one. It died fast.
Yeah, that actually, to be honest, with a cluster strategy, a Shrike is huge. It's so big because, as you can see, they got chain grab after chain grab and llama grab after llama grab that would get home because we have guys out of position. And having a Shrike allows you that comfort of a guy that's, going to be able to catch up to anybody and probably own them, so not having that really hurt tonight.
Nainer, how did you feel about Tweet calling you Nainer all night?
What'd you call me?
Nainer.
Oh man, what do you call it's like banana, like a banana.
And everyone calls me Tweaksy, so I think you might be able to put up with it for one night.
Do you call it a banana?
Maybe I do.
Well, then you're a weirdo.
It's an Arizona accent.
I'm still sticking with Joey 2 Chains, man.
Yeah, I'm a fan of Joe. I'll rock that nickname for a while.
It's just got a cool factor.
Are we gonna get any of the boss guys? I didn't see them.
I'm gonna be jumping out. Great game, Nanner.
Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks for casting.
Yep, have a good one.
Hey, Nanner, it looks like Blitz wants to scrim you guys right now.
Good night, everybody.
Do they?
User disconnected from your channel.
Who wants to scrim us? Dead stop?
Dead stop. Are you a bad enough dude to do 2 scrims back to back?
I don't know if we'll have enough guys on. I know Copro has to wake up like 4 in the morning because he's in med school, but we can try and figure it out. Yeah, he's on a terrible schedule.
Yeah, mine's not much better, so if you're scrimming, I won't be casting it.
No. I don't think we would cast it, but always good to watch.
I
Fun
think we
games.
have some scheduled with Dead Stop on the 16th.
Nice.
So, yeah, I think we should leave it for a organized cast because I think that'll be a good match. Because obviously they'll come prepared and they're definitely a bunch of skilled guys. So it'll be a good back and forth with them, I think.
The one last question for you, actually, before we wrap it up, I guess, is do you think that some other teams might have watched this map tonight and thought, "Aha, we found Tao's weakness"? What
Yeah,
would you
but
say to that?
I don't think we see that as a weakness. Like I said, I mean, we're constantly learning and adapting. If you look at our team from our first match to where we are now, we've changed so much. Our communication has gotten so much better, and we're still having lapses in our communication. We're still having lapses in our positioning. You know what I mean? So there's still a lot of things to be done to fine-tune all our strategies and to fine-tune all our communication and everyone being on the same page. So I don't think that, someone taking a couple maps from us is necessarily weakness, because I think we adapted well and we ended up closing it out. So I mean, a win's a win in my book.
Well, you know what? That's a really good point. And I was saying as we went into Katabatic for the second time, I said, you know what? I'm thrilled that we're actually starting and ending on Katabatic for the tiebreaker, because it'll be really interesting to see how it's developed over even just a couple of maps in between. And it turned out to be really fantastic. So I'm kind of glad tonight that it started and ended that way. So yeah, it was fun to watch, guys. You put on a great show.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun playing. Like I said, there's a lot of clutch plays made, a lot of close calls, and pretty much every map was pretty entertaining. Arcs was kind of boring because we kind of just crapped the bed on that one, but it was overall real fun to play in.
I think Arcs, I think when you watch it, because I imagine you'll go back and watch it, I think you're gonna probably just chalk it up to bad luck in terms of positioning. They really kept up a high pace, and the routes are just a little bit longer, and they just seem to be really lucky in catching you guys out of position on that map.
Yeah, and that's what can happen with that cluster style play. If one little thing out of place can kind of throw you off for the next 5-10 minutes. So those are the kind of things we need to work on, that we're always constantly working on with every scrim.
Right on. Well, unless Bart or Craig, you got anything you want to add for Nanner, we'll say thanks, dude, and no doubt we'll see you again soon. And Bart, do you want to close us off in your traditional butt kicking style?
Of course, man. So thanks to everyone for joining us, Nainer. Thanks for stopping by, buddy. It's been a pleasure having you.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Fix the Shrike, and I'll be a lot happier next time I get on this interview.
Yeah, no problem, man. Confirm that the tower relies on Shrike to win games.
Desco made me say that. He's real upset. He's crying right now, so he's gonna write a letter to you probably.
He's talking about an IRC how he was thinking about swapping his video card out on the fly.
Oh yeah, he definitely.
To try to limit his FPS for the workaround. But yeah, no. Thanks a lot for stopping by, man, and thanks to everyone for tuning in tonight. And thanks especially to Craig for putting up with us here on Tribescast and doing all of the technical back end. Boomerman and Tweak for casting it for us tonight. Both the teams, Tao and Boss, for playing. And thanks to me for being here on and plugging myself on Twitter, because that really helps further myself. So follow me on Twitter at HighResBart. I will tweet about all the upcoming games and all of the fun stuff in the Tribes universe that we'll be playing with in the upcoming weeks. I think some cool stuff will be coming out about Arena and all kinds of sweet esports news. There's a bunch of community websites that are cropping up around the globe these days, guys. Spinfuser.org and firetruce.com. Both are out there for you guys to use and experience and love. We got a great scene over in Europe as well, and Australia starting up too. So look forward to much more Tribes action and lots of tweets about games, so you can listen to casts while you're at work. Like I did for many years before I started doing this. So thanks a lot, everyone, for showing up. And this is Bart, over and out. Stay handsome, everyone.